Hello and good morning to everyone. We are at Henglars Circus in Sauchiehall Street in Glasgow. It's a lovely sunny morning. Fortunately, I've left my other phone at home, or at least I hope I have. And I hope I didn't leave it on the bus. No, I didn't leave it on the bus, I left it at home. It's just that thing where you'll end up doing this mad rush to get out the door, and you forget what you're doing, and you go, oh wait a minute, I'm late. I was a bit late in getting up this morning. So it's kind of like usual. Basically, was I going to drive up to the bus stop? And then I thought, no, I'll just walk. I usually walk. It takes about 10 minutes to walk to the bus stop. Okay, right, so what's happening? Well, I've just never seen Pigeon Man today. He doesn't seem to be about. Videos, yes, I need to just keep going with them really. I'm trying to get my life sorted out. Things are slow, really. Try to tidy up. It's just that thing when you get opportunities. It's quite a good thing to have opportunities. So I'm very grateful that I do get opportunities. So it's trying to manage and handle things around you. In my case, I've got various activities that I got up to, but of course, if you really want, like going to the Aspie sort of thing, obviously my special interests come first. So that's a very self-centered comment I've made, but I think most people, the majority of people, let's just leave Asperger's out of this, autism. Most people, their special interests come first. So what they're interested in comes first before anything else. So I don't think there's that many people's special interest is doing dishes, but there is a lot. Some people who get that kept up to date, keep the house clean. Maybe that's an interest I've got, keeping it clean. You just have to find time to do it. I'm actually making myself bored even talking about it. So really, it's a bit awkward because I'm wanting to do a video. I like doing a video out the window, it's brilliant. But normally I'd use the phone to scroll Facebook and argue with strangers. But in this scenario, I'm staying off it. So we're just looking. So I got my truck video away to my pal Freeland Freight video, which I caught this morning on the bus. And we walked up the precinct. There's some homeless people around, a couple of homeless people. The weather's not brilliant. So basically we go for an appointment, then get away back home again and carry on what I'm trying to do, which is sort out the mess that I'm in. We're on Thursday, so we've got to get ready for the weekend. Quite I thought the video had froze there. I thought, oh, it's froze. But I think it's just the guy's not moving. It's definitely froze. No. Is it froze? These two are not moving. Aye, it's not froze. That's what I actually thought there, and I thought, oh, it's fucking frozen again already. So kind of got getting used to the equipment that I've got. You know, it takes a bit of time. I tend to put the phone on airplane mode when I'm videoing. Probably the best to shut off all the pages that you've got open, and also getting in the habit of emptying the phone out into the computer, 'cause empty all the data out into the computer. I need to do it more vigilantly than I have been in the past, so I'll probably do it like twice a week or something, 2 or 3 times a week. Another thing that I do is I have the backup phone, which I failed to do today, so I'm slightly incompetent in that regard. So I'm seriously going to buy another phone, probably. Get a more up-to-date one, I think. So I don't, in my life, I generally do not do that with most other things, but with these phones, it's vitally important to keep them up to date. Lithium batteries and things like that are iffy. It's better if it's new. Well, what am I talking about? Well, this is one aspect of modern life that I'm going with, which is videoing, filming and videoing. So convenient now, it's so easy to do, and it's great fun, so get on with it and do it. Does that make sense? Does it? It is a windy day. I've got a jogger. Come on, jog. It's nice to find time to do a bit of exercise. I tend to do mine first thing. I find that's best for me. Of course, I've went and facilitated that into my video making. So what I'm also trying to do is a Tesla. Hope it doesn't catch fire. Well, I hope it does. Is do it in. You know, I do the video on as well, so I'm also I've got a favourite walk that I've got, which is quite convenient, but in terms of how long it takes and how close it is, so it's close enough to be convenient, and it's also far enough to give you a decent bit of exercise. But it's just a case of getting disciplined and just getting on with it, getting a bit of exercising and doing it, you know. So we're at 8. Really, I suppose the video should be 20 minutes long. Is it 20 or 15? I wonder what the optimal length is for people wanting to view a video. Because the thing is, it doesn't matter how interesting you think you are, or I think I am. At the end of the day, people have got stuff to do. They're busy. They don't always have time to watch videos. Push bike. Wow. A bus. Looks like a normal bus with diesel engine. They're going to fake up the figures, of course. All right. They must. I don't know if they actually normally push things to the edge, or do they? Does it just sort of happen? I think things get momentum. I don't think people. A lot of these they're not fundamentally evil. I think the system has always been evil, and so basically these people that are pushing this stuff aren't necessarily fundamentally evil. They're just going with what's easiest for them, which is what the majority of people do. I find it quite dismaying, or the amount of numpties that are around, especially men, especially, where they just don't seem to take responsibility. You know, I suppose that's why Jordan Peterson Why are they fucking... Jordan Peterson's so popular is probably because the traffic's coming over on the wrong side of the road. I was just wondering if there was something blocking it or something. Better have a look. Yes, there is a line of traffic, and that Ford Focus Mark 1 that lives here, all parked on the opposite side of the road. So I'm gonna show you it. There. Can you see it? Right. So basically, as an artist, I've always been fascinated by people and things that they do, and I suppose really it started off with desire to do paintings. And you see, I think that the fantastic thing about videos is that it allows you to capture stuff that you wouldn't maybe normally get or notice. It's pure random, most of it. Random sort of stuff. If things happen. Somebody having a fag? Cosmetic here. So it's not that I suppose some people see it as sneaking on people, but it is really, but from an artistic perspective, is what it is. I mean, artists have always done that for years, but now we've got technology where it's easier to do it, which is wonderful. You just don't know what's going to happen, do you? Nothing or something. It does get a lot overpowering, and that I kind of think that every single thing that I do is part of a video, apart from when I'm asleep. Wow. Yeah, so the government covers things up, try and make us. They mark their own homework. That's what they're. That's fundamentally what they do. They mark their own homework. Yeah. So the last few days in the channel update, we've batted off Dr. EV. When I say batted off, there's a couple of people came in thinking they could sort me out intellectually, arguing about electric vehicles, and both of them failed. One of them was arguing about 20 zones. Well, there's 3 altogether. I had 3 combative people who were. Well, one was calling me an ignoramus and a moron, so I wouldn't say they were that. that friendly, but they weren't like overly abusive, you know. So got rid of. When I say got rid of, I mean that's nonsense because they could turn up again. I mean, people tend to like to win. They'll be back. I'll say they'll be back, aye. Nobody wants to admit I mean, I don't either. I mean, you don't want to admit that you're wrong. I think that's a kind of human thing, you know. Nobody wants to admit they're wrong. I'd say that's quite natural. A natural human thing. So you don't have to turn and say, look, I was wrong, I apologise. Well, of course, you're not always completely wrong. Maybe you could just be slightly off course a bit. But the thing with the 20 zones is vast majority of people do not know that they're not legally enforceable. But then there's an element that they actually like them. And they're not willing to accept the fact that they're happy that the government can run roughshod over statutes and planning, which is the fundamental issue here, that they can actually break our own rules and laws just because for political ends, and that's what they've done in Scotland, and that is the most shocking part of it. So it's not really necessarily about the actual 20 zones, it's about the fact that the political class have went and ignored our planning laws, and so today nobody has disproved me. Nobody. They've told me to shut up. I was chucked off the Causeway Head page on Facebook. It's a cycling weirdos, NIMBYs, and none of them's actually disproved. Nobody has disproved what I'm saying because they can't. That's why. And I can't actually prove it either because, well, it's because they haven't done it. You know, like, how can I prove? So what I'm saying is they haven't done it. You know, they haven't got planning for these limits because they're not limits, they're zones. So I can't actually. Yeah, how can I prove that I'm right when they haven't done it? Well, you'd have to prove that they haven't done it. So I suppose I have proved it, yeah, because they haven't. You know, so if somebody comes along and says, oh, look, here's the evidence. Or here's somebody that got caught doing 23 miles per hour. There's no evidence for that. There's people say, I have a friend, well, he was a friend, who said he knows people, but he never come up with any evidence. And he just said it, because he says things. You know, he just says things. Without evidence, because that's just the way he operates. He just talks crap, you know. But anyway, he's not really. I just try and avoid him now. Right, so we're at 19 minutes. I think we'll give it a hoo-ha. Oh, somebody got a bloody. They've got a convertible. We'll call it a day at 20 minutes. See how the time's going. I'll get myself another coffee. That's 2 so far. Wow. Wow. That's what I should really look like. Instead of looking like the way I do. Should never have bothered. Who cares? I never really was. The other thing about, I'm going to mention Asperger's again, but I had a propensity, and I still have it, to wear the same coat for years, and it was brought. My sister went on about it when I was little, and was older, and it's actually it is a feature of autism. Sticking the same thing. Never mind. Right, that's us. Thanks for watching. I think we'll call it a day.